Good morning. In just a few minutes, we're going to get started with today's program. We kindly request to turn off all mobile devices. We'll get started in just a few. Okay. So again, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jenny Campos, and I'm the Community Engagement Officer here at Big Blue Bus. I would like to introduce you to Ed King. He's Big Blue Bus's Director of Transit Service.
All righty, good morning everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining us for the unveiling of the City of Santa Monica and the Big Blue Bus first electric battery bus. I'm Ed King, Director of Transit Services for the Big Blue Bus. On behalf of the BBB staff that many of whom are present here this morning, I welcome you. I'd like to introduce some guests that have joined us this morning and want to thank a couple of people really quickly here. First and foremost, I want to thank our City Council and the City Manager and the Big Blue Bus team for their phenomenal leadership in this project, especially our Council, our Mayor, and several of our Council members are here this morning. I want to thank the Big Blue Bus team who's been instrumental in this project. And lastly, I want to thank our great partners, the Gillig folks and Cummins for the collaboration and partnership on this project. So from our council here today, and you're going to hear one of those people speak this morning, we have the Honorable Gleam Davis, who is our mayor. We have Mayor Pro Tem Terry O'Day. We have Council Member Ted Winter and Council Member Kevin McEwen. So thank you very much for attending this morning. We also have one of our major partners here that has joined us. It's President Catherine Jeffrey from Santa Monica College. Thank you very much for being here this morning and being present. And then we also have, let's see really quickly here, sorry for the faux pas. Colby Herman is here from Senator Ben Allen's office, and right after we're finished, I'm going to ask Colby to come up with our mayor for a moment, and he has a proclamation from the senator's office. So, again, thank you for all of our guests being here this morning. Thank you all for coming for this historic event. We're very proud of this accomplishment. We are always seen as an innovator and advancing technology and innovation and partnerships here in the region, as well as in the state. But this morning is really about people. You can see the markings up on the side of the bus about people, place, and planet. And it's really about our customer experience and our community experience that will benefit the most from this vehicle. When you go out on the ride in a few minutes, you will see that this bus is very smooth, it's very quiet, it's very safe, and it's reliable, and it comports to about 80% of the fleet that we have right now here at the Big Blue Bus. 91 years ago, last year we celebrated our 90th birthday or our anniversary. The city became an innovator in providing public transportation services with 16 gasoline buses on 2 routes here in Santa Monica. We had a little garage over at Pico and Lincoln, for those of you who are familiar with the neighborhood. About 25 years after that, we introduced diesel engines into the fleet, which were much more reliable and fuel efficient at that time. And then, fast forward to 2000s, late 90s and early 2000s, when we converted our entire fleet to CNG, LNG, and battery electric hybrid buses, gasoline battery electric hybrid buses. And then in the 2014, we were the first agency in the state to fuel our vehicles with renewable natural gas. And the year before that, we were the first agency in Southern California to power our vehicles with near zero emissions compressed natural gas engines. So you can see we've come a long way in the 91 years that the city and the Big Blue Bus have been in the transit business and moving people and being a mobility provider here in the region. Today marks a major milestone in our zero emissions journey and our first step in our transition to delivering service with a zero emission fleet. The milestone couldn't have been possible without the great partnerships that we have, the tremendous support we have from our policymakers and the city leadership and the team here at the Big Blue Bus and in the other city departments that work with us on a day-to-day basis. Today is the first step in beginning our journey. The next is to strategically grow our fleet to achieve the challenging goal that the council has laid out for us to provide a zero emission fleet by 2030 to serve our community. So thank you again for being here this morning, and it's my honor and privilege to introduce our Mayor, Gleam Davis, who will be the next speaker in line. So Gleam, thank you.
All right, let's see if I can bend this without breaking it. Probably not. Thanks, Ed. It's a pleasure to be with you all as we celebrate this real milestone in Santa Monica's continued commitment to environmental leadership. Big Blue Bus has long been ahead of the curve, as you heard from Ed, in terms of renewable natural gas vehicles, and the bus behind me is the biggest leap forward yet, a fully electric bus powered by 100% renewable energy. Now, we all know that transportation is the biggest contributor to greenhouse gas and carbon emissions. And the most significant thing that each and every one of us can do is get on this bus and adopt other carbon-light ways of getting around Santa Monica and the region as a whole. Every time each of one of us opts for mass transit or over a solo car trip, we are doing our part to live sustainably, which is part of the very fabric of being Santa Monicans. Our recently adopted Climate Action and Adaptation Plan calls for reducing carbon emissions 80% below 1990 levels by 2030 and converting 50% vehicles to electric or zero-emission cars. Achieving these goals will require permanent change in how we each move around. We have a long way to go as a region, as a state, and as a country. But in this community, we remain deeply committed to being a multimodal city where transportation options connect each of us to where we need them, our homes, our work, and the places we want to visit. Big Blue Bus is the cornerstone of Santa Monica's transportation network, offering sustainable, safe, reliable, and affordable public transit experiences. My fellow council members and I encourage everyone to commit to riding the Big Blue Bus just one extra time per month. We're excited about this move to electric and alternatively fueled vehicles, and we know that if we each use the bus just a little more, we'll each be doing our part to reduce emissions from Santa Monica. Together, as Santa Monica residents and visitors, if we all join together and enhance our efforts, our well-being, reduce our carbon footprint, and improve circulation in our streets, we will each have made a positive commitment on this earth that we all have to share. Hop on this big electric Big Blue Bus. It's a great way to move around. And now I'd like to introduce our city manager, Rick Cole. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. We are here today because of the visionary leadership of all 7 members of our City Council who set the standard that by 2030, our Big Blue Bus system, which carries almost 14 million passengers a year, would be net zero in carbon emissions. That visionary goal is why we're here, but it fell to the Big Blue Bus team and the city team to actually implement that visionary goal. And that's why this is about people, as Ed King said. It's also really about teamwork. It began with the team that Ed King leads here at Big Blue Bus, because Because implementing this visionary goal starts with how are we going to pay for it? And I'm proud to say that the Big Blue Bus team has gone out and hustled up the federal funds and the state funds to ensure that this is fully paid for. It also involved a tremendous amount of work about speccing this so that this would be a bus that would be practical, that would reach its goals of being able to be out there on the street in the rough conditions of West Los Angeles traffic and deliver reliable results. So our maintenance team, our planning team, all were involved in figuring out how to make this project work. And then it's the people who drive it who really are the folks who are on the front line. So we have 19 motor coach operators that have been specially trained to drive this bus. And they're the first of what all of our motor coach operators will be driving as we move forward into the future. So the training staff, the planning staff, the maintenance staff, the supervisors, the motor coach operators, every single person involved in our Big Blue Bus team has been involved in the team to deliver this first bus, the first step toward this visionary goal. But the teamwork didn't just stop with the Big Blue Bus team and the city team that supports you. It also involved two very trusted names in the transit industry. Gillig and Cummins are first class. They are reliable, we know them, we've used them, we trust them, and we've worked well with them. And we've also worked well with the other agencies that are lined up to buy the next buses. Literally, this is the first bus in the country delivered by these two companies to a transit agency. This is bus one for Gillig and Cummins. The challenge is not over. We're going to be testing this bus. We're going to be looking at buying the next 9 buses. We're going to be looking at where we go beyond that to converting our entire fleet. We have to convert the entire yard. We're going to be continuing to provide CNG fueling until we're completely weaned off that. So we'll be doing dual fueling. That's a big challenge. We have a lot of work to do, but the way we're going to accomplish that challenge of meeting the council's visionary goal of 0 carbon emissions by 2030 is by teamwork. Teamwork with the private sector, teamwork with our own community, and most of all, teamwork on the part of the Big Blue Bus family. So get on board. This big, beautiful bus is the way of the future. Thank you so much. I mentioned the important role that Gillig and Cummins have played, so it's my honor to introduce to you the CEO of Gillig, who is Derek Manis.
Thank you, Rick, Mayor Davis, Ed King. You're well said. It is about partnerships, and that's a lot of what I wanted to try to talk about today, and I'd like to spend a little bit and talk about this bus behind me as well. 7 years ago, the first Big Blue bus came off of Gillig's assembly line. And I actually know this bus well because I personally hijacked this bus. I borrowed this bus, and I drove it to pick up my owners, Gillig's owners, at the airport. So they're expecting a car service. I showed up with the Big Blue bus. And I did that because I wanted to demonstrate this new partnership. It was a brand new partnership, and it was a great way for me to kick off my board weekend. But it was pretty impactful. Now, fast forward 7 years. This brand new relationship has evolved into a real partnership. And what I'd say is a model partnership from my perspective. And what I mean by that is it's built on experience, it's built on trust, and it's built on a shared passion for the mission of transit, a safe, reliable transportation to all. And then, with that, Ed King has been instrumental over the years of helping us develop that, and his team. Setting the standards high. I can't say it's been easy, but it's always been fair. And that partnership is the reason I believe this bus is here today. And I'd like to think that this bus is a little bit better bus because of this partnership over the years. And I understand that this is a very aggressive mission and a very aggressive goal for the Big Blue bus in Santa Monica to have 0 emissions by 2030. And it's more than just a mandate. This is about successful transition of technology without compromising that mission of transit. Again, safe and reliable mobility to all. So as the bus OEM, as a Gillig leader, it is on my shoulders, it's on my team's shoulders to make sure that we help you, that we're here to help you meet that mission and meet those goals. It is critically important that we don't forget about the mission of transit. So what do we need to do to make this mission successful? Well, it first starts with having the best product, but it can't just be that. It has to be the partnerships that we talked about, and it also needs to be the best strategy out there, because there's more than just the bus in it by itself. So let's talk a little bit about our zero-emission bus behind me here. So this bus is over a half a decade of research and development. It's great partnership with Cummins, and it's a lot of hard work, long hours from the Gillig team, the Cummins team, and the Big Blue Bus team. There's a lot that goes into this. This bus has 444 kilowatt hours of power on it. It should get a range of around 150 miles, and it charges in 3 to 4 hours. So not only that, this has been a bottoms-up design in the sense of the integration with Cummins. So we have seamlessly integrated the Cummins electric power system in with a true and tested Gillig platform. So we designed it to be best in class. We designed it for reliability. We designed it for safety. We designed it for just ease of service for your team. So the commonality with the over 125 other Big Blue buses is critically important for the service team, the maintenance team, for the drivers. It's about a seamless integration. What I'm extremely proud of as well is that this bus was built by hardworking Americans in the state of California. Gillig is an American company, American owned. Our buses are American made. We're just outside of San Francisco. We're a California business. And this bus, with all of our future electric buses, and every single one of our buses are going to come down the exact same assembly line in a brand new, state-of-the-art, 2-year-old facility in Livermore, California. And we're extremely proud of our workforce. Ricky talked about people. We're 1,000 people strong out in Livermore, California, and we're proud. Every one of our employees is so proud that this bus is here today. And we're celebrating new technology, but we are also celebrating American job, preserving and creating American jobs, and I think that's just as important. So another great American company is Cummins, and we partnered with Cummins. We made the decision to partner with Cummins not only because of the great technology today, it's for what they have invested in and what they're investing in to be the leaders in electrification in the future, because this technology is rapidly changing, and it's important that everybody is, and our team and on Cummins' team, is ahead of the curve on that technology, and we are leading the charge. And the combination of Cummins and Gillig is going to continue to lead that charge and have a best in class. It is the leader in transit buses combining with the leader in power, and we offer a service that nobody else in the industry can. Leveraging Cummins' national service network is something that nobody else in our industry can potentially offer. So 2 more quick things. First, I want to thank everybody at Big Blue Bus. Thank you for the great partnership. And I'll tell you that we have a tremendous amount of pride to be associated with a world-class organization like you guys. So thank you for everything you do. And we are here to support you, not only on your electrification, but the rest of your fleet needs as well. And then I just want to encourage everybody here to please take the time and take a ride on this bus. This bus is, you're going to see, is very quiet. It's a smooth ride. And it's going out and it has 0 tailpipe emissions. This bus holds 75 people. That's 75 internal combustion engines that should come off the road. And we ride this bus and there's no tailpipe emission. So please take the time, experience what an electric bus has to offer. And I hope when you do that, you have half of the pride that the Gillig organization has when a bus like this rolls off the end of the line. It's about pride in the environment. It's about pride in providing mobility to those that don't have it. It's pride in reducing congestion, and it's pride in American jobs. There's a lot to be proud of, but this is what this is all about. So I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you out on the bus. Thanks. So it's my privilege to introduce Julie Ferber, the Vice President of Electrified Power at Cummins.
Thank you, Derek. I couldn't be more honored and actually really proud. And to be honest, I didn't expect it, but it kind of brought a tear to my eye just looking at this bus. So I was like, oh my goodness, the #1 bus, I feel really proud of it, like a baby, you know? But I couldn't be more honored to stand up here today with leaders who are really helping to push things forward. So Mayor Davis, Ed, and Rick, thank you for all of your hard work and leadership in bringing this to life. And I think, you know, innovation is more than just the technology. We're kind of the powertrain providers, but it's really a state of mind and a way of doing things. And it's this willingness to push things forward, go further, and push boundaries. An exploration powered by curiosity, creativity, determination, and doing the right thing. And I know it took all of you, all of these things, to bring this battery electric bus to life in Santa Monica. So we're delighted to be part of that. So Mayor Davis, Ed, and Rick, thank you. I know that being, you know, innovators, leaders, and doing the right thing isn't always easy. And we really need more people like you in some of our communities. So Cummins has been privileged to work alongside Big Blue Bus for over 20 years now. And last year we helped integrate, as Ed said, 19 9-litre natural gas engines and also 32 near-zero natural gas engines into their fleet. This helped really push and reduce nitrogen oxide emissions by more than 70% from the levels in 2016, resulting in much cleaner air for Santa Monica and the surrounding communities. And now as we move forward, Santa Monica set an ambitious goal to operate with zero emissions by 2030. And we're thrilled that Gillig and Cummins could be part of the start of that journey. And it's our goal for communities like Santa Monica to have a choice when they're charting their course forward in zero emissions. We want to make sure that they have the right technology at the right time to get people wherever they need to go. Now, as Derek said, Gillig and Cummins have been partners for a long time, and in fact, together we have over 200 years of experience and a 60-year partnership. And like Big Blue Bus, you know, it's our goal to prove our worth every day, and we want to be integral to the success of our customers. We both operate with integrity. You know, we believe that leadership isn't just a fight to be first, but it's actually a fight to do what's best. And how we do it is as important as what we do and getting there. And our goal isn't just to meet expectations, but to exceed them. So therefore, we will never commit to something that we will not deliver. We take every problem personally, and we may be an old company, but our reputation is old, and we don't want to tarnish that reputation. We also remember the big picture. Our work is local. This is the #1 bus, but our mission is global. And every new technology and every new breakthrough has a ripple effect on humanity. What you're doing in Santa Monica makes a better planet for all of us. Finally, we never stop moving. Every day, it's Cummins' mission to find new ways to solve problems. And it's our goal to deliver more and more sustainable technology to power transportation, and with the same unmatched performance and reliability of our current portfolio. And so that brings me back to today and our celebration of this lovely bus behind me. This moment is the next step in Santa Monica's sustainability journey. And I would be remiss, like Derek and like Ed, to say, please ride it and see how quiet it is and how smooth it feels. Where, you know, as Derek said, there was a lot of work went in to make sure that the whole experience is as good as it can possibly be. At Cummins, we have more than 10,000 technology experts and technical experts around the world. And right now, we have 200 of them dedicated to electrified power and making sure the experience that customers get is as good as it possibly could be. And these experts and the people are really our secret sauce. I think we have the smartest and most creative engineers that are out there, constantly working to make sure that our customers get the best solution, the best experience, and when things go wrong, which they do, that we get things fixed as quickly as possible and in the best way possible. You know, and to that note, I'll echo what the mayor said. Our communities are much better because of public transport, no matter how it's powered. Public transport is the greatest and the greenest way to travel. And collectively, it's our goal to provide the best possible experience so more and more people will use it. So congratulations, Santa Monica, and thank you for letting us celebrate with you today. Thank you. So I'm going to hand back to Ed now, if I can get the mic to stay where it should be.
All right, I think I'm loud enough that everybody can hear me in here. So thank you, Mayor Davis, thank you, Rick, thank you, Derek, and thank you, Julie, for joining us today and helping us celebrate the kickoff of our new innovation and the introduction of our battery electric bus. It's kind of like the council chambers. So before I wrap up, I want to ask Colby to come up with Mayor Davis for a quick proclamation.
That's good. Good morning, everyone. My name is Colby Herman. I work in the office of State Senator Ben Allen, and I just want to take a moment to thank Mayor Davis, the Santa Monica City Council, City Manager Rick Cole, Big Blue Bus, Cummins, Gillig, everyone that was involved in this fantastic project for their stewardship and leadership in not only providing a fantastic and reliable public transportation option for Santa Monica and the greater Los Angeles area, but also an environmentally sustainable one. And with that, I just want to thank and congratulate, on behalf of Senator Ben Allen, everyone involved here. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Maybe if we step over here. Thanks. Thank you so much, Colby.
All right, I'm going to wrap up really quickly here, but I'd be remiss not to mention someone who's been very instrumental in his leadership on the council on sustainability and really pushing us and me personally forward on this project, and it's Mayor Pro Tem Terry O'Day. Thank you, Terry, for your great work and support on this. I'd also be remiss if I didn't mention our funding partners in this adventure. I want to, even though they could not make it here today, the FTA Region 9 office, Ray Tellis, and his staff have been phenomenal to work with, and our colleagues down at Metro, Phil Washington, and his staff on local funding for this project and our infrastructure and upcoming funding for our next 18 battery electric buses, which we will be going to council for approval on sometime this fall. So let me wrap up by saying thanks to two more people. I know this has been a Herculean effort by everybody here at the Big Blue Bus, but the person who's been the project manager for this adventure and this journey is Getty Modica, who is our maintenance manager. Getty, great job. Thank you and the team for what you've done and for the environment this morning here. It's great. And then lastly, I want to thank Jenny Campos, our community engagement officer, and her team for putting this all together. Thank you, Jenny. With a lot of assistance from Constance and the city's Office of Communications. So again, thank you all for coming this morning. We're going to have a quick ribbon cutting and we'll jump on the bus for a ride. Thank you.
problem.